Are you eligible for Canada's Startup Visa program? Of course you are. 99% of human beings who live on the planet Earth are eligible. Will IRCC approve your Canadian permanent residency under the Startup Visa program because you're eligible and have a letter of support? Well, that's a whole nother story, which is why we made this video for you. We're gonna cover the key criteria of the Startup Visa program today and deep dive into the IRCC's double standards of eligibility versus credibility. Who am I? I'm Reza from Ingway Canada, licensed immigration practitioner, and our office specializes in helping businesses, people, and families move across borders. Is this what I do for a living? Of course I don't. I'm not an actual full-time YouTuber, but I work hands-on with our licensed team, working on actual applications and communicating with immigration departments and overseas embassies on a daily basis, representing our clients and the clients of our B2B partners. Why are we posting this video? These are made for the purpose of sharing our hands-on immigration knowledge with our worldwide audience, including but not exclusive to existing clients, potential new applicants, and immigration consultants and agencies both inside and outside of Canada. If you're thinking about immigrating, we're here to help. Get a free email assessment with us by filling out the form down below. And of course, if you're an active immigration practitioner, we'd be happy to collaborate or assist you with outsourcing your back office operations. Here are two facts, and I challenge anyone out there who can prove otherwise. Fact number one. Startup Visa has one of the easiest and relaxed eligibility criteria across all Canadian immigration programs besides family sponsorship and protected persons programs. Fact number two, due to the massive popularity of this program, the huge volume of applicants, and due to fact number one, which we just mentioned, IRCC has come up with a secret internal eligibility criteria and double standards which they're using to challenge and potentially refuse Startup Visa applicants. Can these two facts coexist in the Startup Visa universe? Unfortunately, they do, and it's not a pretty picture. Here's what is stated on the Canadian government's website to the question, how can I qualify for the Startup Visa program? And of course, I'm paraphrasing here into layman's terms and telling you what the answer really means. Zero education. This means not even a high school is mandatory in theory for the Startup Visa program. No work experience. This means that you could, in theory, be 18 years old and apply if you meet the rest of the eligibility criteria. No minimum or maximum age limitations. This means you could be 95 years old or 18. You need to meet the minimum eligibility for the language exam with a general language score of CLB5 in IELTS, CELPIP, TEF, or TCF. You will need a valid letter of support to apply for your permanent residency from a designated organization listed on the IRCC Startup Visa website. You will need minimum settlement funds as per the IRCC according to your family size. And in theory, no additional funds are required to be eligible and apply for the permanent residency program. Read the part at the bottom of the screen where it states, have enough money to settle and live in Canada before you make money from your business. This is pretty interesting. Maybe somebody should tell this to the IRCC officers looking at the Startup Visa applicants, also known as the SUV processing unit, or as you may all know them as the Terminators. Based on the information provided on the Canadian government website, anyone with these basic criteria can be eligible to apply for permanent residency to Canada from overseas under the Startup Visa program. No visa, no exploratory trip, and even if you were refused previously for other types of visas, as long as you're still admissible, you can apply for Canadian PR through this program. Do you want to know something really funny? Don't tell the new minister about this little secret. The eligibility criteria to apply for a study permit or a work permit to Canada is significantly more than the Startup Visa PR program. As an example, can you obtain a letter of admission to a university with a language score equivalent to CLB5? Probably not. Maybe college, but even then, if you're a mature student with a letter of admission from a college, not a lot of financials or a big education gap, you may still be refused by the embassy. Can you apply for a work permit from outside of Canada without prior work experience? Definitely not. But with startup visa, in theory, you can, according to the immigration department's website and their regulations. Now here's when everything turns dark and evil. Being eligible doesn't mean you will be approved. IRCC officers in the SUV processing unit inside Canada have their own standards based on the following 3 logical points. 1. If you don't have any education, how are you trained and educated to be able to manage, lead, and grow a startup business? Unless you're a serial entrepreneur with a proven track record of running and launching successful startups, maybe like Steve Jobs, then the IRCC will not believe you're really trying to move your startup to Canada to operate this business. They will refuse you on the grounds that your real intention is to gain quote-unquote immigration status, or meaning obtaining Canadian PR status. Number 2, if you don't have any proven work experience, how will you ever be successful in starting a brand new startup? Does this sound fishy? Well, according to IRCC officers, they would believe so and will use the following excuse that it is unlikely, given your past experience and training, to become economically established in Canada with this startup, and therefore your true intention is to gain immigration status, which is against the Immigration Refugee Protection Regulations. And logic number 3, if you or your startup co-founders don't have enough investment funds, how will you support yourself in Canada if the business is not already making money? Where's your source of income? Who will invest in this business to make it scalable and grow it internationally and inside Canada if you have no money yourself besides the minimum settlement funds? Of course, this is also a red flag for IRCC officers reviewing your application, unless you already have revenues or external investors or co-founders who are covering large amounts of investment for your potential startup business. Don't forget, you are guilty until proven innocent, as per the IRCC officers. So it's your responsibility to prove to the IRCC that you're not just eligible, but are also capable of investing, operating, managing, and scaling your startup business inside Canada. This business should have the potential to support you and your co-founders financially in the medium to long run inside Canada, and this needs to be proven. Remember, we're always posting about these key details for the startup visa program and other investment immigration programs, and if that's what you're interested in, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel for more deep dive videos like this. This is when it turns messy, twisted, and a bit cruel. All thanks to the IRCC. Have you checked the eligibility criteria for the startup visa work permit lately? Here it is on your screen. Check it out. Why is it so urgent for you to come inside Canada before your PR decided? You need to refer to the Immigration Refugee Regulations Significant Benefit Regulation 205A. What will you contribute and offer the Canadian economy, culture, or society? Do you have enough funds to cover your minimum income level for 52 weeks to live in Canada on a work permit to support yourself financially? These funds must be separate from your investment funds. What does this mean? I thought we didn't need any investments funds for startup visa. Why are they asking this for a work permit, but no mention of this anywhere on the startup visa PR eligibility criteria? Is this a cruel joke, or is this a mistake? Here's the reality, folks. The startup visa program was launched in 2013. The eligibility criteria are still the same after 10 years. Nobody's touched them. 6 to 10 years ago, any startup visa applicants could receive a permanent residency to Canada within 4 months. Today, the IRCC officers audit your business, innovation, challenge you, send you pages of questions about your innovation, intention to run your business, and your work experience and background and how it's all related to you and your co-founders, while you've been waiting for 2 years in the long queue. And maybe you'll be approved if they're in a good mood on that day, have met their refusal targets for that quarter. The startup visa work permit requirements were updated in 2023, reflecting the true nature and internal expectations of the IRCC in terms of the startup visa applicants. In conclusion, we now know that what is expected and what is published on the IRCC's website is significantly different than the reality for the final PR approval. If you prefer just to meet the minimum eligibility criteria, apply, wait for 2 years, then you don't need us. But if you want to apply under the Canadian Startup Visa Program and be approved, that's another story. If you're thinking about immigrating, whether permanently or temporarily, you're at the right place. I can guarantee only one point. You'll know what to expect, the entire process clearly laid out for you, and all the risks identified, including costs. Our team speaks over 9 languages, and we help applicants from over 50 different countries during their immigration process. Click the link below this video and get a free email assessment for eligible applicants only. And if you're ready to apply and you want a one-on-one session with me or any of my licensed team members at Ingwe, you can also book a session directly using the consultation link in the description of this video. And if you want to take our knowledge for a test drive before you book a consultation, well, join us every Thursday, 11 a.m. Eastern Time on YouTube, where we answer all of your questions for free on the spot. See you next Thursday.